No one expected Ferrari to make such a bold internal move, and yet, here we are. While fans were busy breaking down lap charts, analyzing car upgrades, and gossiping over radio arguments, something much bigger was quietly happening behind the scenes. A shift that could steer the team in a completely different direction without warning. And it wasn't a small tweak, it was a complete change in how the team is being run. People close to the team have confirmed that Fred Vasseur, who was once trusted to bring Ferrari back to the top, is slowly being removed from real authority. He hasn't been fired, but key responsibilities are being taken away from him, step by step. On the surface, everything seems calm, but behind closed doors, there's a strong feeling that the leadership is being quietly reshaped. It's not some random rumor floating around. It's a calculated decision taken by the higher-ups in Ferrari. Their actions send a clear message: they don't think Vasseur can lead this team to victory anymore. Outwardly, the media messages sound calm and rehearsed, but inside the team, the pressure is boiling. After 10 races into the 2025 season, Ferrari still hasn't managed to win even once. Their car, the SF25, which was strongly backed by Vasseur, has turned out to be inconsistent, frustrating, and extremely difficult to handle. Both Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton are starting to lose patience. The mood inside the factory has changed. Everyone knows something has to give. With results slipping away and no wins to show, the decision-makers at Maranello had no choice but to act fast. The pressure wasn't just coming from fans or the media, it was building from within. The tension had reached a point where quiet conversations turned into serious decisions. Ferrari has now set a new course behind the scenes, one that might completely change their future in Formula One. Fred Vasseur is still technically the team principal, but inside the team, real control has already started shifting to someone else: Antonello Coletta. He's the man who led Ferrari's hugely successful World Endurance Championship program. His work there brought stability, sharp execution, and results. And now, he's been given wider control over the Formula One team as well. There's been no official statement. Ferrari hasn't made any public announcements. And maybe they won't, but those working inside the garage can already feel it. Decisions that used to go through Vasseur are now being directed to Coletta. Discussions about car development, upgrades, and even race strategy are no longer coming from Fred's corner. Slowly but surely, the team is taking orders from someone new. This shift isn't just about changing leadership, it's about trying to fix a season that's slipping away. Ferrari's 2025 campaign has gone off track 10 races in, and still, no wins. When they've had the chance, they've lost it due to poor decisions. The SF25 was supposed to be their breakthrough car. Instead, it's become a constant problem. Some weekends, it looks fast. On others, it struggles to even get into Q3. Engineers are scratching their heads trying to make it work. Inside the engineering rooms, the frustration is growing. The SF25 burns through tires, wears out the brakes, and behaves unpredictably from one track to another. It's not just a setup issue anymore, it's becoming a symbol of the confusion inside the team. Mechanics are worn down, morale is dropping, and even routine strategy meetings have started to feel directionless. You can hear it in the drivers' voices. Charles Leclerc, who once spoke with energy and hope, now sounds exhausted. His team radio is filled with sharp replies, and it's clear he's been repeating the same feedback over and over again without much change. Lewis Hamilton, in what was supposed to be a proud chapter of his career with Ferrari, has started pointing out serious gaps in how the team works. He's mentioned outdated methods and poor communication, issues that continue to hold Ferrari back from its true potential. Publicly, Fred Vasseur is trying to stay calm. His interviews remain composed, but those inside know the reality is different. Senior board members are now showing up more frequently at team meetings, asking hard questions, demanding answers. There's a real sense that time is running out. This wasn't a random move, it was a decision built up over weeks of rising tension, broken trust, and disappointment. Now, the change is no longer just an idea that's happening, quietly, but firmly. Vasseur still holds his title, but key areas like technical development, race preparation, and long-term planning are no longer under his full command. That responsibility is gradually being handed over to Coletta, the man known for his no-nonsense approach and consistent results. Antonello Coletta might not be the kind of figure who enjoys the spotlight, but within Maranello's walls, he carries serious weight. His reputation is built on precision, fast decision-making, and the ability to cut through problems without delay. These are the very things Ferrari's F1 division has been lacking. And now, more and more of the senior staff are choosing to follow his lead. The atmosphere in internal meetings has changed. Where once Fred Vasseur's voice dominated discussions, it's now Coletta who receives the nod from engineers and key technical minds. Decisions about the car's future upgrades, race strategies, and setup direction are being taken elsewhere. It's not an official power change, but it's happening all the same, and everyone inside knows it. What's taking shape is something similar to a shared leadership setup, unspoken but obvious. It's like the structure at McLaren, where responsibility is split between a technical lead and a commercial lead. At Ferrari, Coletta is now handling the competitive side of things, car development, operations, and coordination with the drivers. In time, someone else may be brought in to take care of sponsorship and marketing. For now though, Coletta is in control of the parts that matter most on the track. As for Fred, his position has been reduced to something closer to symbolic. He's still around, but key calls aren't passing through his desk anymore. Whether this change is temporary or the beginning of a full replacement, no one knows yet. But one thing is obvious: Ferrari didn't change because they wanted to. They changed because they had no other choice. The push for change became impossible to ignore. Pressure wasn't just coming from within the team, it was building outside too. Italian media had turned critical, sponsors were growing restless, and even the loyal fans had started questioning the team's direction. Every wrong call, every frustrated message from the drivers, became headline news. Something had to shift urgently. And then, 2 failed attempts behind the scenes added fuel to the fire. Ferrari made bold moves to hire Christian Horner from Red Bull and lure Adrian Newey, 2 of the sport's top names. Both efforts were turned down. It sent a loud message. Ferrari's brand alone wasn't enough anymore. With no external saviors, they had to look inward. The blame games had run their course. Real decisions were now being made. As Vasseur's influence faded, a divide inside the team began to show. Some engineers still believed in last year's more reliable car philosophy, while others supported Vasseur's risk-heavy 2025 concept. But with the SF25 falling short, doubt crept in. Meanwhile, Coletta's WEC team kept operating with discipline, and results: no drama, no confusion. The contrast raised serious questions. Slowly, the drivers started gravitating toward Coletta's side. Leclerc began spending more time with those aligned with him, and his tone with Vasseur cooled. Hamilton remained composed but continued to mention outdated systems and inefficiencies without naming names. These weren't minor complaints, they were warning signs. Now, all eyes turned to the next races. Spa and Monza will be more than just events. They'll be tests of whether this quiet shift brings real progress. If results don't improve, insiders say the silence will end. An official announcement is likely. Coletta may be formally named head of Ferrari's technical and racing operations. Vasseur, on the other hand, might be moved to an advisory role, his exit softened with polite words. This kind of change mid-season is rare, but so is the kind of pressure Ferrari is under. This isn't just about management, it's about whether Ferrari can finally break free from years of chaos, or whether it's simply reshuffling the same problems with new faces. The next few races will tell us everything.